Hello, me again. Sorry I didn't put a video out last week. I was just really busy with my day job so I just didn't have any time, and then last weekend me and my boyfriend and a bunch of my friends, we went to a music festival. So I've not had any chance to record anything until today, so sorry about that. Also, it means, because I've been so busy, I've not been able to do any drawing either, which has been so frustrating. Because, as I mentioned with my animal alphabet, I'm really enjoying working on it at the moment. And so not being able to work on it is just... I hate it so much. Because I don't know if other people get like this, but when you've got this idea and you feel really motivated and inspired, you just wanna draw and get on with it. So not being able to do that is just, I hate it. But I've got some time today, so I am going to try and get some work done on some drawings today. Though I won't be working on the alphabet today because I'm actually working on a commission at the moment, which I want to try and get done, so I'm working on that instead. So the alphabet's having to take a back seat for now, which is really frustrating, but I will get back to it eventually, and I'm determined to get it finished, because when you've got that motivation and that kind of creativity going, for me particularly, I never know how long it's going to last. Like, my motivation can be just up and down constantly. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to just burn out, and when I finally get back to be able to work on it, I'm not as passionate about it. But hopefully it'll be fine, and I'll have some free time soon and get working on it. So, because I don't have anything new to show this time, I thought instead I would show you some of my older work, starting from, like, what year would it be? 2012, 13 I want to say, up to more recently this year. Just show you some of the stuff I've been working on and talk about it a little bit, and just show you that stuff. Sorry I can't show anything new. Like I said, I've just not been able to do anything, so sorry about that. Also, just quickly wanted to say thank you to my sister. I know a few people who have commented on my last video, and people follow me on Instagram and things, have come from my sister Emma, who gave me a little shout out in her last video. So thank you to that. Thank you, Emma. If you don't know who my sister is, or if you're one of the people who hasn't come from her channel, my sister Emma, who's slightly older than me, she has her own YouTube channel. She does cross stitch, and she's really good at it. Like, I don't understand how she has the patience, because I don't think I could do it. But yeah, and she posts like monthly updates on stuff that she's working on. I believe it's called FlossTube. The community is like FlossTubers, I think. I might be wrong on that, I think that's right. And yeah, they seem like, I mean, from what Emma's told me, the community that she's part of with cross stitch are really helpful, really friendly, really love the community to be a part of. So for any of you that have come and watched my videos from her recommendation, hello, it's nice to have you here. That makes sense. But yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, if you aren't familiar with Emma stuff, I'm going to link her channel in the description. Go check it out, because she does really good work, and her videos are also really funny. So go check it out. They also feature my dog Evie, who is amazing. So you should, if you like dogs, you should check out their channel. Anyway, so that's that done. Okay. First drawing I ever did. Stormtrooper. Got those Stormtrooper next. That's the first one I never did. These aren't the originals. The originals are A3 in size, so much bigger, but I can't find them. I think they might be in my parents' house, so I just got to make do with these ones for now. But they work better on camera because they're smaller. So that's my Stormtrooper helmet, though of course they went and brought the new film out with a different design helmet, so I'm going to have to do another one, aren't I? I'm also going to have to do another one of the next one that I drew, which is the Millennium Falcon, because that's slightly different now as well. So I'm going to have to tweak these and do them again. How inconvenient. And also, as you might be able to tell, I really like Star Wars, and I'm a bit of a geek, as you will also tell from other things I've drawn that I'm about to show you. So, so there's those two. I should probably show you on the Star Wars theme. I also have, hang on. Where are you? Here you are. I also have this guy. It had to be done. As soon as I saw the new film, I was just like, well, I mean, it goes without saying, I'm going to have to draw him now. And there he is with a little thumbs up. So that's those. These are all black and white. Didn't do any colour on these because this is when I was terrified of colour. So I just stuck to the black and white. Stick with what you know you can do. Okay. Just dropping things. Next one is this one, which, if you are familiar with Firefly, you will know this is the ship Serenity, a bird's eye view of Serenity. This one, I kind of upped the detail quite considerably. If you look at my, yeah, I kind of went a bit crazy with this one. But my favourite part of this one is, it's not going to focus, so you're not going to be able to see it, so I'm not going to try to show you anyway. But in the cockpit, come on focus, I know you can do it, come on. Yeah, it's not going to work. In the cockpit, there's two little dinosaurs, which if you know if you watch the show, you'll know what that reference is to. But yeah, that's that one. Okay. Pokemon. Again, it's not going to focus, so you're not going to be able to see this at all, but because damn me and my tiny detail. Each section is a different Pokemon type, and each section has 4 Pokemon of that type. So that's that one. If you want to see these in better detail, I've got them on my Etsy. This isn't me just trying to plug my Etsy to get to buy stuff, I'm just saying that this camera will not focus, so if you want to get a better look, I would suggest going on there. And then last two I'll show you of these, little Totoro. I actually never seen My Neighbour Totoro until last year. I don't know why I'd never seen it, but I'd never seen it, and then I watched it, and then I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, I need to draw this right now. So that's him. Again, the original is A3, much bigger, but these are a lot easier to show on camera. So. Okay, so I'm going to jump forward a little bit now to, I think it was last year. Planet Earth 2. Was it Planet Earth 2? The most recent David Attenborough Nature BBC programme. I think it was Planet Earth 2. I think. I was watching that, and I was watching, I think it was the first episode? I can't remember. Anyway, the episode that had the snow leopards in, and I love snow leopards, they are so beautiful, and the footage on it was amazing, and I just thought, I'm going to have to draw one of those, I'm going to have to do it, so so I did, and this is the result of that. This is the first time I ever really worked in colour, so it's very subtle, you might even be able to see it, but there we go. This is my snow leopard. Her name is Luna, which is down there, Luna. This is another attempt well, the first attempt at doing something really symmetrical. Like I basically drew one half of it, and then using rulers and a lot of rubbing out, I can't fit this on the camera. I basically repeated it on the other side. So she's not exactly symmetrical, but close enough. I can see discrepancies, but that's because I'm a perfectionist. That's Luna. I love Luna. I need to get her in a frame, because this is the original, and I do want to get it in a frame, but I've just not got around to it yet. I also did another one from, I think it might be the same episode of Planet Earth, which was the Bobcat, which you can probably see is behind me there. His name's Rufus, and he's a little bobcat. I loved that show. I could have drawn pretty much everything that was on that series. My favourite thing was, what was it called? Was it the Golden Mole? Anyway, it was a little mole that was like golden fur and it had no eyes, and it was, Google it, it's the cutest thing ever. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Moving on. Continuing with the geeky theme. I am a huge fan, borderline obsessive fan, of the show Critical Role, which, if you've no idea what that is, it's a show on Twitch, the streaming site. It's by Geek and Sundry, who you may or may not be familiar with, but basically a bunch of voiceover artists or voice actors from video games and animated stuff. Once a week they get together and they play a game of Dungeons and Dragons. It's been going for like just over, I want to say like almost 2.5 years now, and I've been watching from the very beginning, and it's just my favourite thing, because it's really hard to explain to people why it's amazing, but it's amazing. Just because the characters are really well developed, and because they're voice actors as well, they really kind of become these characters on the show, and it's really, really good storytelling. It's really funny, but it can also be really emotional at the same time. Don't know if I'm selling this to you at all, but anyway, it's really good. It's my soap opera. Okay, I don't watch soaps, they don't interest me. Critical Role is my soap opera. Like, I'm pretty sure my boyfriend is sick of me, because every time I watch an episode of Critical Role, the entire next day I will be telling him every little thing that happened in it. He doesn't watch it, so sorry Larry, but yeah, I think I talk his ears off about it all the time, because I don't know anyone else who watches it that I know, so I can't talk to anyone about it, so I just talk to him. Anyway, so because I'm obsessed with that, I decided I would do a bit of art based on it. So I drew some of the characters from the show. I started, this first one I'm going to show you, I started just after me and my boyfriend had got back from a trip to Iceland. And while we were there, we visited some of the museums. And I was really fascinated by the whole Norse myths and Norse like mythology, and the stories, the kind of tales that were passed down about all like basically just Norse gods, and a lot of the design of the stuff over there, and the art I just found was really cool, so I wanted to kind of draw something slightly inspired by that, and so it's on the floor. Okay. So I drew this. This is the character, if you know Critical Role, or if not, let's explain anyway. This is the character Keyleth, who is a half-elven druid. So she's all about nature and the power of the natural world. And here we go. I'm not going to be able to get this in, I'm going to move back a little bit. There we go. And this is what I ended up with. I went a bit mental with colour. I wasn't intending it to be this bright and colourful, but that's how I ended up. So, oh, sorry, I can't get this in, there we go. So, this is her. And like I said, she's all about nature, and she's kind of a master of the elements now, sort of thing. So I try to include all the different elements in this. So I've got kind of the trees going up the sides with the roots, which represents the earth, and then the waves, which are all around here, and then a little kraken at the bottom represents water, which moves up to the flames, which kind of become her dress, which is the fire, and then we've got the air all around here going up the top. And yeah, like I said, I was inspired a lot by the Norse stuff, so I've got a few little symbol. This is a symbol of a raven, and this is an eagle, because they're like kind of linked to her character. And then this symbol here, it's a symbol of, I think it's protection. I think that's the one that is, but because she's like a protector of nature, so I thought it would work quite well. But yeah, that's that. And with this one, the show Critical Role, it has a sister show where they basically get members of the cast on to talk about the previous episode. And on that show they do a competition every week for fan art of the week it's called. And I entered this in after I'd finished it, and I won, which was crazy. I was not expecting that at all. Because the show airs on the west coast of America, so here it's like 4 or 5 a.m, and so I was asleep, and then I woke up in the morning and my notifications on my phone on Twitter were mental. I was like, what the hell happened overnight? And yeah, I won, and they showed my art on the show and talked about it, and that was really surreal, because I've been, like I said, I'm obsessed with this show and I love everyone involved in it, and to see them talking about something I'd done was just crazy weird, but really cool. So so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I can show you what I won. It's actually here in a box, but I don't know if you're interested, but that's not it. I'll show you anyway. So I won, because it's a Dungeons and Dragons show, obviously I was going to win a prize that was themed along this line. So, just me all this box. It's my dice bag. I won this. It is a dice tray made of this really beautiful wood. It's handcrafted. It's by a company called Wormwood Gaming. Yeah, and it's just really beautiful. It's got like a suede base, and that's a little logo for the company on there. And yeah, it's signed by the whole cast as well, which is really cool. I haven't actually used it yet to roll dice on, because I've not played a game yet that allows me to do that. I'm a bit obsessed with tabletop board games, just a little thing about me. But yeah, I've not had a chance to use it yet, but hopefully I will at some point, because it's really lovely. I'm really happy with it. So after I'd done the Keyleth one, I did one other of the characters, which is this one. This is the character, she's called Vex. She's a half-elven ranger, loves the forest, so that's why there's a lot of leaves and things in. Yeah, and she's got a pet bear called Trinket, so I had to include him. Yeah, I went way overboard with detail on this, and when I got like halfway through I really regretted it, especially with this background. Like, you can't even, I guess you can kind of see, but yeah, I was just like, why Karen, why? Did you just simplify it a tiny bit? Come on. Because because I always do that. I'll start doing it and go more and more and more, kind of tiny, 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 and then be like, hang on, you do know you're now going to have to do the entire thing like this, right? Just like, I'm a sucker for just like punishing myself and my poor hands, because with this one especially, I would just get terrible cramp in my hand, my drawing hand, just because I grip my pens far too tightly. Like, I'll show you. If I grab a pen, like how I hold a pen, like I like vice grip it. So like this, okay, this right now, this is how I hold my pens. Okay, like my knuckles go white. I'm like gripping it, and so when I'm working on something that detailed, it really hurts. I don't know why I do it to myself. And now we'll move on to the last one that I'm going to show you today. And I'm probably going to have to move this camera back because it's quite large, so bear with me a moment. Oh, okay. This is probably the piece of work that I've done that I am the most proud of. It was sitting above our mantelpiece in the living room, but I've brought it up here to show you. I did this in 2015, and again, it was one of those, I think I was just sat one day just thinking, I wonder if I could draw a really big, just draw a really big lion with really small pens. I wonder if I could do that. And then I did, and I'm a strange person. I wanted to see if I could do it because, as well as the kind of style that I do with the patterns and detail, I did quite a few pieces that I was trying to do a bit of like realism, I guess, is that the word? Like with the pens, especially with animals, create like fur effects just with my fine liner pens, especially the really, really, really thin ones. And then I decided to scale it up a lot and created this. So I'll show you this now. Okay. So this is Sarabi. She is my lioness drawing, and she is drawn entirely with 0.05mm fine liner pens. In total, it took me about, I stopped counting at like 30 hours, so I'm estimating it took me between 30 and 40 hours to draw. And I'm going to try and, ooh, knocking stuff, hang on. She's very large. Okay. I don't know if you can see. Yeah. I was actually quite surprised by how few pens I needed to do this. They didn't run out. I think only like one pen ran out when I was doing this, which was quite surprising because it took me a long time. But yeah, I love her. I love her a lot. She was a one-off, just kind of a little challenge for myself to see if I could do it. I have thought about trying to do more. I had this idea of doing a series of 3, of having Sarabi, and then I think my idea was to do a bear and then a wolf like face, like in a 3. Again, it's all down to time. I want to have time to sit and do it, and also me being me, I'm worried that I'm just not going to be able to recreate this because yeah, I think I kind of looked out on this really, but yes. So I guess that's it. That's what I'm going to show you for today. Let me put that down. So, again, I'm sorry I don't have anything new to show you, and hopefully that'll be rectified. Also, I hope this video was interesting. I know was probably a bit random, me just showing you all work, but I wanted to make a video because I want to keep these quite regular videos. I don't want to fall out of making them, and then, because like I said, when I've got the motivation and the creativity to do stuff, I don't want to do it, and I want to do it for as long as my motivation will allow. So if I can keep it going, then that's good. And also, you'll remember from my last video, and I was talking about how these videos are helping me with my anxieties and stuff. Yeah, I just want to try and keep it going. Which also reminds me to say thank you very much to everyone who left comments and said really lovely things about my last video. It was quite a hard thing for me to talk about and to upload. Like I said, I don't really talk about it, and for some people they weren't really aware about that stuff, and yeah, everyone's been really nice about it, so thank you. It's not something I'm not going to do. Like, I could go into it a bit more about my kind of history with mental illness, but it's quite a heavy subject, so I'm not going to do anything unless people are interested, or maybe a bit later down the line I can get into it a bit more. But for now, I'm just going to focus on my drawing and my art, if I can have the time to do it. But yeah, I'll sign off now. I'll say goodbye. I will link in the description again my sister's channel and her Instagram. She has Instagram, and I'll link my Instagram and my Etsy and my Twitter. Just a warning, if you're going to follow me on Twitter, a lot of what I don't really tweet often, a lot of the time I just retweet stuff that's often to do with politics. So just a little warning there. You'll very quickly see what my political leanings are on there. If you've come from Emma's channel, we're very similar in that regard, so that should kind of give that away. But anyway, I will go now, and I will try and get this back down the stairs without dropping it, because I dropped it on the way up. But she seems alright. Sorry, it's Robbie. Okay, I'll sign off now. I will see you next week, hopefully. Bye.